Well, guys, it is once again game day. After a day off, the Chicago Cubs take on the Washington Nationals. We're going to get you set up for the game starting at 1:20 today. And of course, I got a little bit more extension talk for you. But again, let's go ahead and hit you with that intro. Welcome in, everybody, to another episode of Chicago Cubs Central, your number one spot for all things Chicago Cubs. Listen, guys, I appreciate each and every last one of you that are tuning into these episodes. Yes, we don't take any days off over here on Chicago Cubs Central. If the Cubs play, an episode drops that day. Listen, the Chicago Cubs are going up against the Washington Nationals, and it is going to be a lovely game. Super excited for that. Hopefully the Chicago Cubs looking to notch their first win of the season, going up against those Washington Nationals. But before that, make sure you guys do me a favor. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to the Cubs podcast. Also, make sure that you go over to Chicago Cubs Central Facebook and add yourself over there too. Appreciate you guys so much. Love the community that we're building, and love all the comments in the comments section, whether that be on Facebook, whether that be on YouTube, whether that be on Apple or Spotify, wherever you tune in to this podcast. Thank you again so much. Now, again, we before we get to previewing today's game, I do want to speak about Nico Hoerner. His deal with the Chicago Cubs is done. It will be for 6 years and $141 million. It's the fourth largest contract ever for a second baseman, and locks up the 28-year-old into the 2030s. Jeff Passan was the first to talk about this. And again, it was just one of those things where it was something that needed to happen. I know a lot of people were worried and wondering what the Chicago Cubs are going to do if they were going to let Nico Hoerner hit free agency. Y'all, Cade Horton has been cooking. He has been spending money. Anybody that wanted to talk about the Chicago Cubs being cheap, I mean, I guess it's selective cheapness, maybe, but pieces that have shown that they are a part of this organization and pivotal pieces that we want to keep around. Chicago Cubs are locking these pieces up. I mean, make no mistake about it. They're locking these pieces up. They are not wasting any time to see what they did with PCA to get that deal done, to see what they did with Nico Hoerner to get that deal done, to sign Alex Bregman. And you see, like I said on the breaking news episode, you see the Cubs basically telling you who their core is and who they are going to build around for the future. Now, the next question is, who else do you guys want to see get another extension, another deal done? So again, we've seen Nico Hoerner get his deal done. We've seen PCA, who didn't even have to get a deal done, get his deal done. And then, of course, like I said, Dansby Swanson still has, I think, like 3 or 4 more years control on his contract. So that infield is going to be here. This is our infield, guys, for the next 4 to 5 years. I saw some of you guys' comments when I mentioned Jefferson Rojas, how you guys weren't necessarily worried about Jefferson Rojas, how he'll kind of carve out a spot for himself. A lot of us are now believing that, especially when Seiya Suzuki comes back, the Chicago Cubs now have, once again, trade bait at the deadline, freeing up Matt Shaw to be able to go play somewhere else. Like I said, to Matt Shaw, it very well could end up being trade bait for the Chicago Cubs at the deadline if they need to add pitching, and this is something that I will talk about in today's preview of today's game, hitting. The Chicago Cubs, I was very adamant, especially after losing the talent, the likes of Kyle Tucker, who batted in the go-ahead run for the Dodgers last night on their ring night and beat the Arizona Diamondbacks. You look at what the Chicago Cubs are doing, and you look at their first game, and I think that hitting is going to be a huge story all year long for the Chicago Cubs, and we'll get more to that in a second. But I think that Seiya Suzuki or Michael Busch, which you got years until Arb with Michael Bush too. But like I said, if you wanted to get a deal done with him, I think if he has another 30 plus home run season, I think you got to take a look at Michael Bush and figure out what you want to do with him. But you also have to decide what you're going to do with Seiya Suzuki. And again, Seiya Suzuki is also a little bit starting to get on the side of the injury proneness. So you look at him and you say to yourself, okay, do we want to extend him? Can we afford to let him walk? Who's going to be out there in free agency or through trade that'll be available that we can come to bolster up not only defensively, but also hold us up offensively. So I don't know. I don't really have the answer to that one. I feel like you can't let somebody like Seiya Suzuki go. I think that he's one of the best hitters in baseball when it all comes down to it. I think he will make a big impact in a couple of weeks once he is done with this IL stint and he is fully able to play with the team. But again, we'll just see what happens. But yeah, you guys comment below. Let me know your thoughts on the Nico Hoerner extension, the PCA extension. I know you guys are excited about it. I'm excited about it. PCA did his press conference yesterday where he talked about I'm sorry, 2 days ago on Thursday where he talked about how excited he was for the extension, but more excited to know that he's going to have a routine every day for the next 6 years to be running out to center field for the Chicago Cubs. And then he gushed even more about Nico Hoerner than his own extension, just talking about Nico and how excited he is for him. Truly cool, man. Truly cool moment. Truly cool moment. And again, like I said, it's just one of those things that we're excited about over here on Chicago Cubs Central. Now, from there, let's go to today's game. Let's get you ready for today's game. Today's game, the Chicago Cubs will feature for the first time since his rehab stint. It's going to be Cade Horton going for the Chicago Cubs, and it'll be a familiar face, somebody that has pitched for the last few years down in St. Louis, and Miles Mikolas going up against Cade Horton. And listen, I'm going to tell you guys right now, I am excited for this game. Why? Because the Chicago Cubs have always, always hit the ball very, very well, especially the last few years against Miles Mikolas. So again, you look at the Cubs and you say to yourself, today is a get back day. You dropped the first game, the bats went cold, and Matthew Boyd failed you as a starting pitcher for that game, and then you basically rode Ben Brown out the rest of the game. But you look at today's game. Today is a get back game. Cade Horton is coming into this game and he's looking to establish himself as the top pitcher for the Chicago Cubs. Make no mistake about it. Opening day start or not, Cade Horton wants to prove he's the best pitcher on this club. And he wants to contribute to winning. In order to do that, the Chicago Cubs are going to need a big outing from Cade. And guys, let me tell you something. He's more than capable of doing that. He's more than capable of providing that for us. So with that being said, look today to see Cade Horton dominate today, have control of the game from start to finish, and to really cross up those national hitters. Now, what do the Chicago Cubs offense needs? I liked manufacturing runs a little bit. I like what they did with PCA where he bunted. Obviously, he bunted in Bregman and he made it to first. Um, I want to see a better lineup from Craig Counsell. I don't like Ian Happ hitting so high up in the Chicago Cubs lineup. I don't like him batting third. I don't like the order of the Chicago Cubs batting order. I know Craig Counsell is a huge analytics guy, but Ian Happ to me has not been that type of guy. He needs to hit further back in the batting order, if you ask me. And I know every time I say that, then he goes off and he has like an amazing week of games where he's hitting amazingly. But again, just inconsistency from him. I like Bush hitting first. I like Bregman hitting second. I'd even be willing to move Nico up to hitting third. Like I said, and I mean, I guess you can assume this is disrespectful, but I think Moises Ballesteros is a better hitter than Ian Happ, and that's saying a lot, you know. But again, the Chicago Cubs and Craig Counsell have to figure out this hitting thing. And again, this is what I mean when I tell you guys this is going to be a story all year long. Power for the Chicago Cubs. Chicago Cubs lack power. And again, wind played a factor in the game. Obviously, Ian Happ skied a ball that would have went out into Waveland had there not been the wind factor playing at Wrigley on the Thursday game. However, yet and still, it's important, guys, that the Chicago Cubs got to get hits. They got to capitalize on Mikolas, that is a pitcher that is just not always sharp, and they have to make him pay, and they have to make the Nationals pay. So I'm excited to see what the Chicago Cubs bring to the table. I'm excited to see what Cade Horton brings to the table. This dude is a psycho, and he wants to win, and I love watching him pitch. So I'm excited to see what he brings to the table today as your number 2 starter for the season. And again, like I said, I think we're going to get the very best out of him today. So what are you guys' thoughts on the game? Who do you guys expect to perform this game? My pick to perform player of the game is going to be none other than Cade Horton. He's going 7 strong innings for Cade Horton today. 7 strong innings. He'll hand the ball off to Caleb Thielbar. Thielbar will then hand the ball off to our closer to end the game. So then, like I said, we'll go from there. You guys let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know if you guys think that this is what's going to happen, and predict the score. I like doing that with you guys. Like I said, predict the score. I was very wrong about the first day, about Thursday's game and the score with that one. I predicted the Cubs are going to blow out the Nationals, when in turn the Nationals come out and put up a whole heck of a lot of runs on the Chicago Cubs. But again, that's over and done with. We keep moving forward. There's a lot of baseball to be played. This is only game 2 of 162. So listen, we got a lot of baseball to play. It's going to be a long, fun season. Let me know your comments, your thoughts below on all of these topics. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Once again, 1:20 first pitch, game time. Hope you guys enjoy the game. I hope this has gotten you ready for the game, get you hyped up. Cade Horton is on the mound. It's going to be an amazing game. I hope you guys enjoy it. Hopefully, on tomorrow's episode of Cubs Central, we're able to fly that W flag, because every single time the Chicago Cubs win a game, we fly W here on the channel. Appreciate you guys. Until next time, go Cubs, go. Peace.
Thank you for watching another episode of Chicago Cubs Central, the #1 spot for all Chicago Cubs content. Remember to like, share, subscribe for more Cubs content.